Morning, great morning, great morning, great morning, amazing, amazing morning, great morning, great morning. Hello, hello, hello. Great Tuesday, money making Tuesday. Great morning to each and every one of you guys. Let's go ahead and get these cameras on. We can go ahead and get started. I have an amazing, amazing treat for you. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. Oh, hold on. Because I am in the South and Southern people are very hospitable. So normally how it works in Mississippi and in the Southern states, when then somebody speaks, you should probably speak back. Otherwise, they would consider it very rude. We're going to try this one more time. So when I say good morning, you need to speak back, all right? Can I have someone speak back? Great morning.
What's up? Great morning, great morning, great morning, great morning.
Good morning, good morning.
Great morning. Great morning. Great morning, Chantel. Great morning, David. Hi, Jessica. Great morning, Chrissy. So
great morning.
Great morning, Ramon. Hi, Patty. Great morning. Great morning, Marika. Great morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Great morning, Sue. Great morning, Miss.
Good morning.
Great morning, Karen. Great morning, McNair. Teresa. Great morning, Amber.
Morning.
Good morning, Boat Ride. Corey.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Great morning, Elizabeth. Great morning. Great morning, Carla. Great morning.
Good morning.
Ed, great morning. Miss T. Great morning, Philadelphia. Philly. Great morning. Great morning. All right. Well, can I say, well, I hate to let it be half of the people I talk to. So for those who are in Eastern Standard Time, no excuse why you shouldn't have your camera on. It is 7:30 and I am prepared. So you better prepare to be sick of me. If it's 8:30 where you guys at, y'all already late. The stock market is up and the money is moving. I need you guys to have your cameras on for me, please. Go ahead and have your cameras on. Hi, Felicia. Great morning. Hey, Barry. Great morning, Craig. Great morning, William. Great morning, Rita. Great morning. Hello. Great morning, MT. Great morning, Nancy. Y'all, real quick, I want to know where you guys are calling from. Real quick, just tell me where you guys are calling from. I'm in Mississippi. Where you guys are located at? Let's go.
North Carolina.
Wilmington, Delaware.
Louisiana.
Maryland,
Baltimore, Maryland.
Baton Rouge,
Louisiana. North Carolina.
California.
Philly
in the house. Philly in the house.
Philly. Great morning.
Baltimore
in the building. Great morning. Who else? Where you located?
Florida.
Florida, that East Coast. Okay.
Taiwan.
Oh my God. Miss Patty. That is my new best friend. Those are goals right there. That is gold. I love it. I think that is amazing. And that's just a huge blessing, guys, that we're able to be anywhere and everywhere because of this amazing opportunity. I think that's amazing. Y'all, go ahead and grab a pen and paper. I'm going to try to go ahead and get started as quickly as possible because I do not want to go over time. And I also want you guys to have the opportunity. Can I go tell your daddy? Y'all can be late. I wanted you guys to have the opportunity to at least get some Q&A in. So I'm going to try to go this information as quickly as as quickly as possible. But so guys, let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna go ahead and start muting the lines when you guys come in. If you go ahead and mute your lines, but grab a pen and paper. Now, for those who are driving, do not grab anything but the wheel, okay? Do not grab anything but the wheel. Just look straight ahead, look to the left, look to the right. I am not responsible. Okay, so this will be recorded, and I'm gonna send it out to just two people. That's gonna be Marika and Chantel. I can't send it out to nobody else because I don't see nobody else driving. All right, it's just those two. The only ones who's gonna get access to this. All right, I'm just playing. So great morning to you all. Again, do me a favor, ladies and gentlemen, especially if it's. I seen somebody. I heard someone is in California. I think that is amazing because I believe he might be 5, maybe 4, maybe 5:30 where they are. So super shout out to you. I think it was Joe.
5:30.
5:30. I think that is amazing. Man, I absolutely love that. I love that because that means you're about your business. But for the others, that is at 8:30. It's 8:30 where you are. and your camera's not on, I would not understand. I would not understand. I would not understand. I would not understand because it's 8:30. The banks are technically open, okay? And some of us are in the bank business. We're in the bank ministry business, okay? All right, so let me go ahead and get started. Hey, Jen. Hey, Rhonda. All right, so guys, if you do not know who I am, my name is Sheena Michelle Adams, co-founder of the Phase One Group, part of Powerhouse. It is definitely the belief for me. Just super excited to go over some information, some amazing information that hopefully that will be able to help you exceed in this business. Okay, so before I get into that, definitely want to pay homage where homage is due. I got a shout out to those that are part of the Powerhouse. Man, just some amazing group of people to work with. Super shout out to Mr. David Price, guys. I saw it's so a funny story real quick about how I even got here. I was with another company that I was with probably 6.5, almost 7 years. And you know, when God tell you to move, you move. And I actually thought it was a crazy thing for us to switch from one company to the other, because we was already, you know, we were already at that time earning a little over $500,000 at this particular company. But you know, one thing God said is, hey, Sheena, you're supposed to be saving someone else in another state that is not in your state. And I was like, God, there is absolute, why would I want to leave? I mean, I know the application like the back of my hand. I know all the questions, know how to qualify. I don't know the application like the back of my hand here. I just don't know it. But I knew the application like the back of my hand. I was great with home office. I mean, I just not said I'm not great with home office there, but I had it made. Matter of fact, I was very comfortable and very I want to say I was complacent, but I was very comfortable. Just as my the income that was coming in, you know, I take the bet. I had it made, but God said, Sheena, it's bigger than you. And so when He said it's bigger than me, I talked to my husband. And I was actually talking to Harris. So look, it's time for us to go. It's just time for us to go. Well, y'all ain't got to go. But God told me that I got to go, so I got to go. Y'all can stay where y'all at. But look, I'm going to do what He told me to do. And so I was looking at different people here at Senior Life. I was kind of like interviewing them. They didn't even know who I was. Interviewing them, like, who do I want to be able to, who can I be able to partner with that's going to help me take my business to a whole nother level. And it's, you know, I interview a bunch of the top dogs, okay? A bunch of the top dogs. Matter of fact, of those that I interviewed, those that I interviewed were on like the number 5 in the companies for our agency managers. But I saw that daggum David Price about 3 or 4 months or so. And I said, you know what? I think this is the person. Matter of fact, I know that person because I believe in honesty. I'm a very transparent, honest person. And I asked him all types of questions on, you know, about certain things. I asked about how much money he earned. Matter of fact, show me your commission statement. I want to believe it. I want to see it. And he knew that number and then sent me the same thing, like the same exact number, and just as transparent as possible. And so I could appreciate that because I was about to leave my life. It felt like my life to come over here to Senior Life. So, and then, you know, so super shout out to you, David, for answering all my questions for like 3.5 months. I was interviewing him for 3.5 months. So super shout out to him. And man, super shout out to Mr. Doug Blake as well. The $2 million plus, $2 million plus a month, man. We definitely appreciate you. And I gotta give it up to God, because none of us would be here. And you know, none of us would be here if it wasn't for Him. If you know, in our presentation, we talk about faith, family, and then work. I always put my faith above family and then of work. So if you feel like, you know, you might get a little offended by me saying a scripture verse or two, yo, go eat a cookie, okay? You'll be okay, okay? I promise you'll be okay. Don't sugar this one, all right? So, you know, but I think that, you know, I had to give it up to God, because if it wasn't for Him, I wouldn't be here. Matter of fact, none of us would be here. And so we got to give all of our glory to Him. But so this morning, what I kind of want to talk about, and grab a pen and paper. Let me see if I can get my screen together. This morning, I want to talk about how some simple step to writing $20,000 a month. I got, you know what, I picked this topic because my sister, yeah, me and my sister have like a sister rivalry. You know, we sisters. Rachel, I'm probably about I think I got 10 years on Rachel Boatwright. So that's my baby sister, and she be joking because you know how when the kids, the baby, they don't know that they were actually one that started the whole thing. You know that it can't be this until there's that. Rachel Boatwright, you know, I'm picking on Rachel, so y'all can go tell her, and she's on here, so it's okay. And that's my sister. So anyway, and so she had said last time that I don't sell insurance, and she's absolutely right. I've been blessed to not be able to sell policies consistently for the past 5 years just because of the residual and passive income. So what I've been able to do is show other people the opportunity on how to, but she don't think I can write $20,000 a month. Been there and done that. So I want to tell you guys how you guys are able, some simple steps on how to write $20,000 a month. These are some very simple steps. I like to keep things very simple. I don't, because I'm when it comes to like learning systems, I don't want to have to figure it out. Let me have something that's very, very simple, because simple is duplicatable. If you want to get into the building side, you got to keep it very, very simple, silly. Just keep it simple. Otherwise, you know, only the smart people will get it. And so I went to college. I went to Mississippi State. I went there for a trimester. I tried it. So, you know, all the other people, you know, I just dropped out because it wasn't as simple as what I thought. But I want to kind of go into this real quick, guys. And so how do you be able to write $20,000 a month? And I apologize for it. I don't have low energy, but I went to bed at 2:30 last night trying to put this thing together. So let me see if I can share my screen real quick, and let me also see if I can get someone to help me with help me with the I'm gonna tell my family to please mute their mouth. I can't tell them to mute their phone. They distracted me over there. I'm just playing. So if I could get a few people to assist me with co-hosting, because I believe this is I like to call it like a Disney production. And so if you ever been to Disney, it is not ran by one person. So if I can get some assistance to make sure I keep these lines muted, but right now everybody's good. So okay, thank you, Boatwright. Thank you. I appreciate that. After I just got through talking about you, you see that? You see how easy she is to forgive? I appreciate you, sis. All right, so let me go ahead and get started. Share my screen. Let me make sure I don't have anything crazy on my screen first. I know when you start sharing your screen, people go straight to the tab to see what you have going on. I erased everything yesterday. You have an amazing day, Dr. Adams. Okay, so let me go see if I can do this. All right, so simple steps to writing $20,000 a month. And guys, if my grammar is jacked up, it is okay. I'd rather be rich than right, ethically and morally. So just forget about if it's something is misprinted, you know, it is what it is. All right. So these are some simple steps to writing $20,000 a month. So first thing first, guys, I know we talk about this a lot, but it is very, very simple. Is that you got to have intentional dialing. Okay. All right. Have a nice day. Intentional dialing. And so what is that? I believe that the first thing, you have to make sure you're extremely organized. All right. Extremely organized. You got to time block your day. So before you even get to this is some things that should be done at nighttime. It's one, you got to have inventory, right? We talk about a lot. Y'all, leads are the lifeline of your business. I can appreciate the lead system because you got two different types of leads. Now, what I'm going to be talking really right now is for people who do outbound. I was doing outbound call for 6 years, so I get it. I think live transfer is the icing on the cake, but just in case stuff goes down, I want to be able to learn how, I want to be able to know how to make dials outbound. But this is like inventory. Y'all, the inventory, the leads are your lifeline in your business. Matter of fact, all you're doing is borrowing money from the company and they're giving, and then you're repaying them at zero interest. All right. And so I think you should definitely take advantage of that. But you won't be able to get to 20,000 a month if you don't order a minimum of 25 plus 50 leads a week. And you know, some people it depends on how much activity or how your day is or how much time you have. But I know that the more leads you have, the busier you are. So if you don't have enough work, if you're lollygagging through the day, it's really because you just don't have enough business, okay? Enough inventory to sell. So you're gonna have to have 20 leads a week, and then I'll kind of go into what this paperclip will put the things in your Google sheet. But sometimes we are not, you know, thing that we may not be able to have in a more effective day is because we're literally all over the place. So one thing I have been able to do, and if you guys have received the email by Doug Blake, it's to be in, you know, to how I was able to get to six figures, or how even my team was able to get six figures when I was in my early building stage. It's time blocking. At this time, me and my husband's team was only doing $30,000 a month. $30,000 a month in team. So, you know, I'm just gonna tell you, your team doing $30,000. Well, everybody have, there's ways to get there. But we were actually doing $30,000 a month. And someone said, Sheena, that you need to start time blocking your days. Well, what is time blocking? I call it an attack list. And so the attack list is that every hour of the hour, I know exactly what I'm doing. I know what time the kids being dropped out. I know what time that I'm doing this. I know what time, how many calls I'm making around this time. If I need to make any type of important call, all these things are being time blocked. So I'm making sure that I'm going to be, when I start dialing, it's very intentional because I have things to do. And so another thing that's going to help you with being prepared is creating a filing system. And I'm going to show you what a filing system is in a second. And then taking some regular breaks. I think crazy people are the ones who work from 9 o'clock to 9 o'clock in the evening. If you're a crazy person that works from 9 to 9, go ahead and start shouting yourself out. You work 9 to 9. You're one of those crazy people. Y'all can come off mute. Are not able to come off mute? Can y'all come off mute if you're a crazy person? I don't think they can come off mute. Okay, yeah. If you're one of those crazy people that work from 9 to 9, go ahead and shout your name out. I want to know who you are.
Hey, TT.
Hey.
Okay.
Over here.
Rachel. Okay, so there were only two of the crazy people. Well, I'm gonna shout my name out because I've been working. Okay. Okay.
Crazy person.
Okay, cool. That's what I wanted to hear. Me, okay, absolutely. So I've been working from 9 to 9 for like the past 6 years, every single day, probably and half a day on Saturday. And so the crazy people are the ones who are the top income earners. But some people are just not going to be able to do that. And that is okay. That you got to learn how to take some regular breaks. So regular breaks and then tracking your process. So with this inventory, what you're going to need to do is you're going to start your intentional dialing is that you got to get, I say a stack of leads, right? A stack of leads. So you got like 50 leads. So 50 leads. I like to sometimes have 100 leads. But let's just say you have 50 to 100 leads. Let's say you have 100 leads. We only focus on 50 that day. What you should do is at nighttime is gather 25 leads at a time and put them in a paperclip. If you've been here for a long time, you've been here for more than 6 months, you should have more than 100 leads. And so you're probably not able to follow up with these people at the best way you can because you have leads all over the place, or you don't have a decent tracking system. Some people have amazing CRMs. I think that's great. It's almost to me like a schedule. So like a planner, some people have planners and don't use it. Some people have CRMs and don't use it properly. But I'm kind of show you guys how you're going to be able to track your process. So first thing is you're going to have a stack of leads, right? You're going to have a stack of leads and you're going to put them in a CRM, or you're going to paperclip them together. So I'm going to watch this. I'm going to show you guys a free CRM. If you have Google Sheet, if you have a Google Sheet, this kind of system is going to free Google Sheet show you how you're going to be able to track
feature that
how you gonna be able to track your leads?
The Powerhouse University, where you're able to keep up with your clients in the most efficient way possible. So it's under the important document. It's called the Customer Relationship Management, i.e. CRM. And so you get all your leads. Your leads come
I'm not gonna go through the whole video.
Google sheet, on this sheet right here, and you just add. So how do you add? You literally just go here where it has.
So when you're doing your leads, you need to be putting your leads into your CRM at night.
You add the name John Doe. John Doe is a new lead, right? New lead. So I'm going to put that John Doe was a new lead here. And then when you're talking to the clients, of course, you're going to put your notes in the however you put the notes. You're going to put their email address in. And after of course, when you get through having a conversation with the clients, you'll know their date of birth, right? So you just really need to know the month and the type of lead. Was it? Is it a TV lead? Is it a referral? Is it a direct mail? You're going to have the telephone number, right? You want to know if they was in the military or not, and I'll tell you why. You want to put there in the military, yes or no. That's supposed to be a drop-down button. And the address.
You should only be doing this at nighttime. You should not be putting information to CRM during the day.
Decided to need to talk to someone else.
And if you're not taking notes on your clients, if you're not writing stuff down, or you're not keeping notes,
by doing it, I'm gonna go.
You're doing yourself a disservice.
Right? It's no longer a new lead now because I need to talk to someone else. Now it's in my follow-up. I need to follow up with them now. Right? Say if this was like a no answer, I put this information in and it was a no answer. That means that person never answered the phone. Of course, you can still comment here. You still comment here. Waiting for it to pop up. Go into.
And then what I like about Google,
no answer.
It's a timestamp.
Timestamp at 1:18. Right? Let's just say that I did speak with them and they wanted me to schedule an appointment. Well, now I got to schedule.
Okay, so I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but hope you kind of got the idea of the let me have to share my screen again. Hope you got the idea of even how to do a Google. That's a Google sheet. You could find that in a regular Google sheet, okay? And I think it's under that's what it is, under customer relations, okay? So let me go back to this, sharing my screen again. But you should be doing those things at nighttime, okay? And so as far as expecting intentional dialing, is that you have to expect the sale. You have to expect to sell every single time. I know that sometimes it might get a little, it can be frustrating where people don't answer the phone, but I'm gonna, hold on, wait a minute. I got my whole opportunity meeting thing up. Okay, so even when I'm on the phone, every time I'm dialing, I'm gonna make sure I'm very intentional about the things that's coming out my mouth. One thing you'll never hear me say is that these people don't answer the phone. These leads don't work. I'm not going to say anything negative because I know that the atmosphere the universe is listening. And so every time I pick up the phone, I'm going to say these certain things that everything's working out for me. Everything's working out for me. Everything is working out for me. Miss Jones is going to answer the phone. Miss Jones is going to listen to this information provided. She's going to receive this information. I'm going to be able to close a deal. She's going to write me a check, and she's going to write me a check today, and she's going to give me a referral. I'm affirming every single call. I expect everyone that I call to answer, and I expect to close every single time. I don't think about the no's because I know I expect to close every single time, okay? So the next thing I kind of want to go into is know your numbers, right? Knowing your numbers. Sometimes we get so frustrated because we don't know our numbers. We're not tracking anything. If you're not tracking, you're slacking, but we don't know our numbers and we give up too soon. These are for people who are doing outbound. So when I say that you should have a minimum of 50 leads, right? Somebody tell me how many times you're supposed to call these people, how many times you're supposed to be doing It's up there. But how many times you supposed to be talking to these people? How many times you supposed to dial?
Three.
You triple dial, right? Okay, so Pamela, triple dial. But you also call people three times a day. All right, so you're calling three times a day. So real quick, take out your calculator. If I am calling 50 people three times, right? 3 times a day, how many calls is that? How many dials is that?
70.
No, I'm calling 50 people 3 times back to back, 3 times a day.
150.
450 dials. So when you guys are kind of getting frustrated at the day, it's almost at the end of the day, or it's not even at the end of the day, because you could call 25 people in an hour. So if you are like half of the day, you've called 100 people and you feel discouraged, know that you haven't even hit your target. The target is 450 dials, because you need to call 50 people 3 times a day. Your target is 450 dials. And I know somebody said, oh, that's a lot. You're absolutely right. Because if you're not intentional about hitting the target, you never hit the target. Well, here's the caveat to this. You're not supposed to hit the target. You're not supposed to hit 450 dials. If you are hitting 450 dials, then that means that the universe is just not working for you today. But the purpose of having the target of 450 is because it's the presentations. It's not really the dials. It's I need to get enough presentations in, and you will get the amount of presentations that you're wanting to get if you are saying, well, if you're not quitting once you hit 102 dial, because the target is 450. You don't stop until you hit the target, but you shouldn't hit the target because you've gotten enough presentations in, okay? So I know you've said it before. I've said in my early on years, it said no one answers the phone. Well, they just don't answer for you, all right? You got to stop saying they don't answer the phone. So here's some ways that you get people to answer the phone. The same way the other people call you to get you to answer the phone. It's the same exact way. Y'all know that you have had someone to call your phone from a local number, and that's probably the only reason why you picked up and dialed. So if you're a telesales, you're calling out of state, you need to have a local number or a state that or a phone that provides, I know people do Google Voice. I believe you should invest in your business. We use Vonage Business Communication. It should be still $20 a month for just to have multiple lines, and then you pay a certain amount for different telephone numbers. We have about 25 calls. Man, if you're a business owner, I'm gonna give you a plug, but I'm gonna have to charge you for it though. So, but it's a Vonage. If you're an agency builder, I'm just not gonna give it to you for free right now, okay? But 20, we have about 20 different area codes. And I said we, so that's a key, that's a clue. But 25 different telephone numbers for so every state that someone has, there's a telephone number, because they're going to you'll have other options to be able to talk to these people. Okay, don't leave message on the first try. I don't really leave messages for real, because our clients, you know how some of them are, the first time they realize that it's an insurance person trying to sell me something, they're blocking your number. They just try to sell me something. People want to buy, they just don't want to be sold. So you just, so I don't leave messages unless it might be around the 7th or 8th time, 7 to 8 contact. Now, 7 to 8 contact is not calling 3 times a day. That's not 7 to 8 contact. I mean, on a different day, okay? And if I'm gonna leave a message, it's gonna be something like, "Hey, this is Shayna. Give me a call back. Talk to you later." That's a very vague. Now that's contact number 1. The second message, "Hey, this is Shayna. Just giving you a call. It's about your insurance. It is not urgent. However, it's very important." Shout out to Jen, because that's who I heard it from. I did not make that up. All right. So don't leave a message on the first try. Do not. They will ignore and block you. Okay. So I already talked about it's not how many calls, it's about how many presentations. Now, if you are dialing these people, if you have either Google phone, whatever the case may be, you need to, when you're dialing these people, while you're dialing, go ahead and start saving the client's number in your phone, because you should not be answering calls and you don't know who the person is. So, and I've seen it so many times where a new agent is answering the phone and they said, hey, this is Shayna. I had called you earlier. Give me a second. Let me figure out. I'm sorry. What's your name again? I'm going to hang up the phone on you. Okay. I'm hanging up the phone on you because you don't even know who I am as a client. You don't know, you call me, but you don't know who I am. So you need to save the client's number in your phone. If you have that Google sheet, you can control and find, and you could put the client's number in, that person's number pop up right then because you put it in your lead source, okay? But you need to save these people a number of your phone so you can say, hey, Johnny, this is Shayna. Just, I was reaching out to you earlier. So you don't ask someone who's speaking or may I have your name, because it doesn't come off that you are intentional, and it doesn't come off that you're confident, and it also doesn't come off that you know what you're talking about or who I am, okay? So making sure you're saving the people number in your phone. Fastbackgroundcheck.com, fastbackgroundcheck.com. That is what you're going to use if you don't have a phone number or a disconnected number. Guys, if the number is disconnected, it does not mean that the leads don't work. Anybody ever had a phone turned off before? In my early years, I had my phone turned off. That means I just did not pay my bill. It doesn't mean that it's going to always be disconnected, but depending on our clients, you're probably going to get a disconnected call after the 20th of the month. Well, why the 20th of the month? Well, probably because their minutes ran out, right? Or they just had a stalker and probably need to change their number. It is okay. But if you go to Fast Background Check, it tells you the client's telephone number, their address, how long they live there. It tells you if they're married or not, which is a clue that you'll need to use. It even tells you their zodiac sign. I'm a very big on zodiac because that determines, that's just me. It determines on people's personality. So even when I'm doing a presentation, I know what I'm getting. I already know this person is an October baby. They just gonna buy because they just want to make people happy. They just want to make me happy though. So that's an easy sale. I know if I'm dealing with somebody in December, January, they are not going to be easy on the phone. They're going to be very boring. They're going to be very intimidating. I already know how I'm getting, so I'm going to approach them a different way. But Fast Background Check also give you the relatives information. So if you're big and bold and you don't have that telephone number, you could always call a relative and say, hey, Susan, this is Sheena. I was just giving you a call. Hey, so your brother John, I'm assuming it's the brother had called that was request. He was calling about his insurance, and I cannot no longer get in touch with him. I don't know if he listed you as the beneficiary or not, but do you have his updated number? I say beneficiary or not because I don't know if the beneficiary or not, but I think they might have listed you as one of the beneficiaries. Most people are more likely to give you that information when they find out the brother might have left them some money. I didn't say they were, but I don't know if you may or may not be, but I need to get an updated number regarding his insurance, okay? The next thing I kind of want to talk about is introduction for an outbound call. Guys, you cannot treat all the leads the exact same way. So this is for all my outbound people. So this is some ways you could do. Make sure I'm staying straight. I'm gonna run out of time. God darn it. Introduction on Facebook leads. All right. So when you're doing an introduction for a Facebook lead, you do not say they reached out on Facebook. I think that's just I don't know. That makes me cringe a little bit. Because you're dealing with older people and or seniors or wise people, however you want to call it. And, that may come off a little bit, I don't know, even though they may be on Facebook. But I like to say, hey, you reached out. Hey, this is Shada. You reached out to us online, requested some information. Did we ever get that information out to you? I want to know, did we ever get that information out to you? Okay. Facebook leads, you reached out online, not that you requested information from Facebook. Multi-source leads, multi-source and telemarketing to me are the exact same thing. Hey, we reached out because you may have been recently turned down and my company wanted me to, I had a second to get back with you. And I just wanted to make sure we got that information to you. You had requested information online, or I'm sorry, you've been recently turned down. That is the introduction. It's that, hey, we have reached out to you. You have been recently turned down. So I'm gonna start off with the introduction like that. And lastly is TV. You requested some information, okay? So you requested your information. A company want to make sure that we get that information out to you. Did we ever get that information to you? We ever get that information to you? Oh, I'm not sure what I'm not interested, or I don't have no idea what you're talking about, or whatever. Okay. I like to say you remember that, right? So I don't ask you, do you remember us sending it out to you? Because they're going to tell me no. But if I say you remember that, right, normally they're going to say, yes, I remember. And then if they don't, it just sounds a little bit better than saying, when I say you remember that, right, it means that we sent them the information. You may or may have not forgotten, okay? And so if I say, do you remember that, it's very questionable that if they even requested or not, okay? And so when you're verifying people's information, when you verify, we're going to run over. So if you verify information, you do not verify as, well, you put your, I'm sorry, we have your address as 123 Main Street. You never tell a client you have their address. They come off that you pull the information off the list. So like there's a list. You tell them, hey, you listed your address as 123 Main Street. You say you listed because you give them something that they've done this. We didn't do it. This is what you've done. Okay. So that's some introduction for outbound call. The next thing is like, guys, understanding your target. Understanding your target. What does that mean? Well, the North and the South is very different. I don't care what anybody say. You have to approach Northern people and Southern people very different. Well, the Southern people, those Southern states, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, we do not like know-it-all people. We do not like know-it-all people. You get on the phone and think you know so much. Well, they may not be able to you may not be able to build rapport. You may not be able to stay on the phone long with them. They might not even gonna buy from you because they don't like you because you know too much. So you have to mirror the clients. And Northern people, if you're calling Jersey, Maryland, all those, Michigan, they don't like people who don't know enough. So that means you can't sound like you don't know what you're doing. You can't sound, y'all think Northern people think Southern people are slow, and Southern people think Northern people know too much. You have to mirror your clients. So you can't be a know-it-all talking to people in the South, and you can't be someone who may not seem that they have any sense to talk to people in the North. So you need to learn how to target your clients. Everybody's not the same. When we're building rapport, you got to get Southern people the fluff. They like the fluff. Northern people do not like the fluff. That means you need to just get into it. They don't need to have the extra stuff, okay? If you cannot relate, there will be some hate, all right? If you cannot relate, there will be some hate. So you have to build rapport. Well, how you build rapport? You need to ask about these people's family. Do you have any kids? Oh, what's your kid's name? I have 4 kids. Well, how many kids you have? So because you're giving them a piece of you, they're going to give you a piece of them. You're going to use that as ammunition at the end when you're asking for the check. All right. You're asking for spouses. You want to know if they're married or not. Oh, what's the secret? If they are divorced, this does not work with men. But when you're asking a woman, when they mention that they are divorced, you can't answer the men, but you ask the women, oh, okay, is it congratulations or I'm sorry? It's always, oh, congratulations. They be excited about being divorced. Men are not excited about being divorced because they have nobody else to cook them food. So it does not work with men. It only works with women. So don't ask them congratulations or I'm sorry, because it's always going to be I'm sorry. Okay. Now, the next thing, guys, I want to explaining the legacy real quick. Man, I'm running out of time. Explaining the legacy based off the need of the customer. That for those who are factual type of people, who are the factual type of people, which your favorite color is black, that color stands out to you. You want to explain legacy of the whole legacy. You do not need to explain legacy the way that you explain legacy to every single person. You got to put them in the casket. So how do you talk to someone about legacy who just want to get cremated? And so this is just me. You can do it however you want to do. So the way I would do it is, hey, Miss Mary, so I understand you don't want to get we don't want to, I know you don't want to talk about that, but this is what we can possibly do for you. So this is what will come with your policy. Okay, so you are going to get your family is going to get the advocate to make sure all your kids are protected. All right, I know that's the last thing you want, is for your kids to be distraught and all over the place, and not things being put in place when it is your time. You are typically, and most mothers, what we do, we normally want to make sure everything is fully prepared for our kids. We want to make sure prepared for them. And that's your last love letter to your kids, is to make sure that they have a personal advocate. So this is what we're going to provide you. You get the advocate. You'll get someone to do some price shopping. You do some price shopping. They're going to make sure that your kids does not get taken advantage of. So that's going to come with your policy as well. Now, usually with this, you're typically saving between 30 and 80% on your cremation. So that means that your kids will have enough left over. Now, I know you have, I know that, you have your kids stay in the same household as you, right? And so this is what I'm going to do for you, Miss Mary. This is what I'm going to do for you today, is that I'm going to throw in the urn for free, right? I'm going to throw in the urn for free. Okay, so how much, I'll just say, for the lack of time, if you get the 4 household family members and their telephone number, it's a $25 credit that they get. Right? It's a $25 credit. And so if I'm saying that they got 4 family members, 4 household, they're going to give them $100 credit toward their cremation. What they earn is $100. So I'm going to throw in this high quality urn for you for free. All right. So you have to put them in the casket. You have to sell them what it looks like on their last day. And what I typically do is put myself in a situation. So you want to make sure you're looking at, you're actually visualizing what the last day would look like. I don't want to go too much in detail, but visualizing what that last day looked like. But everything is catered to that client. If they are not have blood circulation, I don't need to talk about the compression sock. If they are great hearing, I don't need to talk about hearing exam. But if they sound like they got bad hearing, I'm going to talk about these things. So everything is not catered. You got to cater legacy to the client, okay? And then so also is asking for the check. Asking for the check, guys. If you're not asking for the check, and it's actually how you ask for the check, you got to sell the value. So this is what I'm going to do for you today, Miss Mary. What you're gonna get, you're gonna get this. You're gonna get $10,000 worth of coverage. I'm also going to include for you today $10,000 for accidental death that's included. There's going to be a total of $20,000, but whole life is you'll get $10,000 if you die natural, $10,000 accidental. Well, also I'm going to include in this for you today is that you're also going to get this for first day coverage. So that means it's going to affect immediately only for today. You're also going to get the casket. You'll get the 18 gauge casket discounted on that. Your 4 children, because they're in the household, they're also going to get those discounts on that $2,000 discounted casket. They'll get the discounts on the headstone and the vault. I'm also going to throw in the advocate to make sure they don't get taken advantage of, and that advocate also going to price shop. I'm gonna throw that in for you today for only $69.70. I have to sell the value. All this comes with it, but it's how you sell it. Okay. Well, here's some rebuttals. Y'all hearing, well, I can't afford it. Well, the rebuttal is $70 too much to protect your wife. And if they say yes, that means, oh, y'all, please don't kill me when I say this. This is not the first wife. May not even be the second. Usually the third, fourth, fifth wife, they don't care as much as they did for the first. So it may not work on them. So you go to the kid and you say the kid's name. It's $72 too much to protect your baby girl, Samantha. All right. And so another rebuttal, if you died yesterday, what type of situation would they put your wife Mary in? And how does that make you feel? How does that make you feel? Sometimes you could be very firm with the man. You could be very firm with the man. You might piss him off, and that means you're doing great. But how does that make you feel? I just want to make sure that you're saying your wife of 30 years, $70 too much, protect your wife. I just want to make sure I'm hearing that. It's okay to get a little bold with these people because they need to hear that if you piss them off, you've done a great job because they got some type of emotionals behind it, okay? Retention, I'm almost done. Retention, guys, if they cannot afford the policy, then if they can't afford $200, they cannot afford $200 next month. It's after today. When would you like your reoccurring payments to be? After today. If they can't pay today, they can't pay next month. I don't care what they say. They always have the money. They just don't want to give it to you. All right. So what you do is don't take the whole pie. It's $70. So don't write a big policy. Get a portion of the pie. Do not eat the whole pie. These are your grandparents. You do not need to write a $300 policy on somebody who's on a fixed income and don't have any money. Okay. Now you could do that for some people, but most of our clients, that is not them. You get a small portion of the pie. Okay. And then take some later. I'll tell you how to do that. Okay. So this is how you ask it for the check. It keeps the policies on the book. All right. So the last thing is solidifying the sale. Solidify the sale. One thing you need to do, you don't get off the phone with these clients just like that. You need to make sure that they feel at peace, at ease when they end the call. So what do? You ask them before you end the call, do you feel good about what you did today? If you get some kickback from them, do not send out don't submit the applications because you're getting a chargeback. They don't feel good about what they did. So you need to figure out why they don't feel good and make them feel good, okay? But you need to ask that question. That way, when the next time they call in, you're not dodging their call because you know they're trying to cancel the policy. Well, that's because you didn't make them feel good about that. You didn't make them feel good about what they did. Make them feel good, okay? And so making sure your clients at peace before ending the call. And then asking referrals without asking for referrals. The reason why you're not getting referrals because you're asking for them. I don't ask people what to do. I tell them what to do. People like to be told what to do. You have to tell these clients something. So you're already getting referral. So you're getting a primary and a secondary emergency contact number. You do not ask the client, oh, that's your brother. Is John going to be a beneficiary? What's his telephone number? They're probably reluctant to give him that telephone number, or they don't have it. They do have it. They just don't want to give it to you. So what you do is say that this is an emergency contact number. You ever been to the doctor? You ever been to the hospital? On the form, it says emergency contact number. They're going to give you the emergency contact number because it's in the case of emergency. But if you just ask for somebody's random number, they're not going to give it to you. So you have the primary and the secondary as an emergency contact person. Do you not know that you're missing out on more referrals because you're not getting the primary and the secondary? And then you're going to ask them, hey, Miss Mary, hey, I need 2 other people to go over this information with. This is at the end. It's not do you know, I need 2 other people so I can go this information with. That is 4 referrals. That's 4 referrals. If you have 50 leads, you're going to close, let's say on an average of, that's 30%. It's about 10 presentations out of 50. Well, if you have 10 sales, you're going to get 4 of those referrals. That's an additional 40 leads. Additional 40 leads out of the 10 that you sold, okay? So you're missing a lot if you're not doing that. Well, how do you call these people? You just say, hey, Miss Mary, your brother your brother had took out a policy. I'm gonna be your family's insurance person. I want to make sure I'm going to protect your family. And so he listed you as one of the beneficiaries. You do not say primary or secondary because you're going to start a fight. So he listed you as one of the primary beneficiaries, or the mom. Your mom listed you as your primary or beneficiary. She took out $3,000. what today is. Oh, today's Tuesday. Okay. I'm sorry. I got ADHD. I'm sorry. So she took out $3,000 worth of coverage, right? She took out $3,000 worth of coverage. And so this is what we're going to do for you. I'm going to be your point of contact. When your mom passed, you need to give me a call. We're also going to get the legacy assurance on the line. They're going to help advocate for you. It's almost like an attorney to make sure you guys don't get taken advantage of. They're going to price shop for you as well, just to make sure that you guys get the best quality as far as funeral. Also with that, your mom chose to get cremated at this time because she's only get $3,000 worth of coverage. She's chosen to get cremated at this time, but because she's only able to get cremated at this time, we're gonna provide her with an urn, a high quality urn, and you guys also gonna get discounts on caskets and headstones. So you'll get a discount on $2,000 casket. Your mom, because she's had some blood circulation, she'll also gonna get discounts on compression sock. This typically going to save you all between 30 and 80% on her cremation. Okay. Real quickly, do you have a whole life or a term policy in place? I'm just going to do a quick presentation with them. The reason why I'm giving them the amount that their mom is taking out is to give them the opportunity to get more on their mom. So that is the reason why. If I'm a child, my mom only want to get $3,000 at the time, it's because she cannot afford to get enough for funerals. I'm telling them to give them the opportunity to take out some more insurance or her mom. Okay. And I'm almost done. This is not 21 pages. This is the last one. All right. So retention, relationships and retention. This is the reason why you ask people if they're a veteran. You want to send them a card just to thank them for being a veteran. Okay. If someone has lost someone in the military, you want to send Memorial Day card. Send out Father's Day cards and Mother's Day cards for clients who do not talk to their children. So you don't have to send to everybody, but the ones who are not close with their children, send them a card or something. And so what it does is just make sure you're kind of keeping in contact with your clients. And then you can also send out something about a quarterly increase. And so in a flyer, you just put, you could possibly be approved for additional coverage. Rates of funerals have increased. You should be reaching out to your clients quarterly, semi-annually, and yearly, okay? Because that's why I say you don't get the piece of the pie. You don't get the whole pie. You're getting a piece of it so that you're able to, one, make sure they can keep the policy on the book, but you can go back afterwards and give them another policy and increase, but also get referrals off of that because people's situations change. But you should be sending something out very similar to this. It's a call to action. So you send some information out on a flyer, put it in something that stands out, that has your information on there. It's just a small postcard. You can get it from one of these mailers play, but call the number below to see if you qualify. That's going back to, this is what you're going to write right here. You're possibly going to be approved. You could possibly be approved for additional coverage. Call the number back to see if you qualify, or that you must fill this card out within 2 weeks to get the best quote. Also pulling out a referral sheet. So these are the things that you want to send to your clients, okay? Get yourself a P.O. box so they can send this information out to you. And how do you track your responses? Once you send out these letters, you should put like a little QR code for them to be able to, they can fill out a form. I like to keep on a Google form and they can fill out, so that lead comes right to me right then in real time. But these are some of the things that you are going to do when you're doing when you're sending information to the clients, but also give them a call to action for that information come back to you. Lastly, guys, if you do this for 30 days, do it 30 days straight, then you do it again for 30 days and do it again for another 30 days. That is 90 days, but you have to do it for 30 days straight first. And so that was the way we were able to get from $30,000 agency to $100,000 agency in less than 45 days, is because we started doing something for 30 days and we were just very intentional on our target. That way you'll be on track for hitting 6 figures, okay? So guys, I hope that was some valuable information that can help you take your business to a whole nother level. But it's something that this is not something that you have not heard. It's just something that keeps it very, very simple. Okay. I know I'm way over time, but and so we don't have time for questions. I don't think. No, we don't. We gotta go. So I hope that was some amazing, amazing information. Y'all come off mute and show me a little love before we go. I want to
Thank you, Sheena. Amazing.
Awesome, Sheena.
That was wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
Awesome, awesome
Thank
job.
you.
Thank
Good
you.
job.
Information
Amazing
for today.
information.
In order for you to get that.
Thank you.
Thank you, you guys. Y'all have an amazing, amazing day.
You too, Sheena. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Sheena.
Bye.
Thank you.
Amazing, Sheena.